What's up, Gator Nation? Today we have a little bit of breaking news. Bad news on both occasions, but they're both breaking. 2 days ago, or one night ago, there was a freshman that was finally reported by the Gainesville Sun, an incoming freshman football player that from the Gators football team that has been arrested on domestic violence charges. This was broken by Kevin Brockway of the Gainesville Sun. I'm going to go ahead and read to you the article of the details he's allowed to give because this football player is only 17 years old. And from what I know, effective actually a day ago from his report came out yesterday, but the incident happened on Friday on campus. From yesterday, his report, actually the June 3rd, sorry, but he updated it yesterday at 12:28 p.m. Eastern. The football player is only 17 years old, so he's not allowed to give detailed information about the football player. But I'll read to you that article, and then I'll read to you the next article about other news that we got, that the University of Florida is still looking for a university president because Santana Ono, which was set to possibly become the president of the University of Florida and move from Michigan to Florida, unfortunately was not approved by the Board of Trustees in a vote of 6 approvals to 10 non-approvals. But I'll read to you that article right after I give you the information of the 17-year-old football player that is currently under investigation and allegedly under investigation for domestic violence. And again, this was written by Kevin Brockway of the Gainesville Sun. A 17-year-old University of Florida football player was arrested on a felony charge of false imprisonment, dating violence. The player, whose name is being withheld, allegedly choked and punched the victim and prevented her from leaving the room. The victim sustained visible injuries, and the player admitted to throwing her phone against the wall. An incoming Florida football player, freshman, has been arrested on a third-degree felony charge of false imprisonment, dating violence, following an alleged altercation on June 1st. The accused in the attack, who is 17 years old, early enrollee with the Florida Gators, is said to be charged in Alachua County Civil Court as a juvenile, consistent with USA Today's network policy. The Gainesville Sun is not naming him at this time. Also consistent with the policy, the Sun is withholding the name and identifying details of the alleged victim. A Florida spokesperson said, "The school is aware of the arrest. We will continue to gather facts and cooperate with and monitor the legal and administrative process." The spokesperson said in a statement, according to the Gainesville police report obtained by the Sun, the alleged victim said a verbal argument between her and the accused escalated when he found information on the alleged victim's cell phone. The argument, according to the report, became physical when the accused, pushing the alleged victim onto the bed, shaking her, then getting on top of her and holding her down. The alleged victim said the accused began choking her to the point where she could not breathe. At close to 400 pounds, the accused outweighed the alleged victim by more than 200 pounds, the police report said. The alleged victim told police that the accused punched her in the face several times and pulled off her weave after she rolled off the bed. The alleged victim said once the accused stopped hitting her, she asked, "Are you satisfied?" The accused responds, "Yes." According to what the alleged victim told police. During the altercation, the alleged victim said she tried to leave, but the accused blocked the doorway. The alleged victim told police during the altercation, the accused grabbed her phone and threw it against the wall. The alleged victim's black iPhone 16 Pro is valued at approximately $1,500. According to the report, after having Miranda rights read to him, the accused denied choking the victim and preventing her from leaving the room. He admitted to police that he threw the victim's cell phone against the dresser. Arresting officers noticed lacerations and wounds on the face of the alleged victim that were visible and bleeding. There were also several dents on the bedroom wall that were consistent with the size and shape of the alleged victim's phone. The maximum penalty for false imprisonment in Florida is up to 5 years in prison and a fine up to $5,000. The arrest is the second involving Florida football player this offseason. Last month, Florida cornerback Deshaun Johnson was arrested on felony drug charges and weapon charges in Tampa following a traffic stop. Johnson pled not guilty to the charges. Alright guys, there you have what we have from the Gainesville Sun, what we could report, because the alleged accused is a minor. From what I know, because I read some of I saw another YouTuber speak with a friend of the show, which I'll have him in July, and hopefully there's more details. From what we know, the accused is being charged as a juvenile as of right now. He may be charged as an adult if it comes out that they have more information, and I will let you know from there if we get more information, if the accused first is charged as an adult, and if he's gonna get kicked off the team, or if he's gonna get charged as a juvenile, and what the University of Florida will do after the legal process is complete. The second breaking news, like I was telling you guys earlier, is presumptive University of Florida President Santana Ono was blocked by the Board of Trustees this past Wednesday or Tuesday, I believe it took place, by a vote of 6 to 10 not in favor, 6 approvals and 10 not in favor of him becoming the president of the University of Florida. So 10 to 6 here. I had it backwards, guys. 10 to 6, 10 non-approvals, 6 approvals. So Santana Ono will not be. Santa Ono will not be the next president of the University of Florida. I'll go ahead and read to you an article from the Tampa Bay Times detailing what happened during the vote. Florida's highest university board voted Tuesday. It was Tuesday, guys. I knew it was Tuesday or Wednesday. Tuesday to block the University of Florida from selecting Santa Ono as his next president. It's the first time the Board of Governors in 20-year history that members have overturned the university's presidential selection. The 10-6 vote, with one member absent, came after a month-long campaign by conservative politicians and activists who oppose Ono's prior stances on diversity, equality, and inclusion. The University of Michigan and his handling of pro-Palestine protests in the wake of October 7th, 2023 attack on Israel. Ono and UF Board of Trustees Chairman Maury Hosseini. Where'd it go? Hosseini quickly left the meeting through the side door, escorted by police. When approached by reporters, Husseini declined to take questions. Ono didn't look back. The downvote sends UF back to the drawing board on picking a qualified leader, which will be much more difficult now, said Amanda. Amanda, where are you? I lost it because it keeps. Phelan, a former faculty representative on the board. It's an absolute embarrassment, Phelan said. The political questions that were being asked portends more politics in the process and less focus on academics. In a letter sent to the board, Monday, U.S. Senator Rick Scott accused Ono of failing to uphold the most basic standards of leadership by allowing an encampment set up by student protesters to stand for nearly a month while president at Michigan. Scott was the latest voice of opposition against Ono's approval, joining former Chief Financial Officer Jimmy Patrons, who's now in Congress, Donald Trump Jr.'s and U.S. Representative Brian Donalds, a candidate in next year's governor's race. More than a dozen members of the public, including UF trustee Rahul Patel, who led the search, spoke during the meeting, many on Ono's record combating anti-Semitism at Michigan. More than a dozen members of the public. Oh, I already read that, guys. Sorry. Board member Alain Levine focused on Ono's delayed response to removing pro-Palestine protesters from Michigan's campus, allowing an encampment for nearly a month. Ono said the school took a measured approach to the encampment to avoid the kind of violence that occurred at the University of California, Los Angeles. Former Florida House Speaker Paul Renner, during the meeting, presented Ono with a binder filled with news clippings and prior public statements, many of which he posted on social media, and grilled Ono on the timeline of his evolving opinions. So there you guys see, Ono was not selected due to political reasons. Leave me your thoughts down below of the two breaking news stories and what you think of the latest arrest of the latest football player being arrested on domestic violence charges at the University of Florida. Stay on your grind, stay positive, and we'll talk to you soon, Gator Nation. Peace.